Well, hello and good morning, I guess. Um, yeah, regarding that, yesterday was a little bit weird. I did the readings for water signs, and during Pisces, I started feeling really nauseous and unwell. I also had a message come through in the reading for some Pisces to actually go see a doctor. You know, so coffee is so good. My favorite mug also. Hello, and you know why? Decaf. Say what? I literally, when I walk into a coffee shop and the employee there does not know me, he will ask me if I want a small, medium, or large coffee, and I'm like, bitch, please look at this face. Does this face look as if it wants a small or medium coffee? Why does that even exist? Why? Tell me why. Well, I like my coffee large, strong, and sweet. So, um, let's see what's going on today. Actually, I got up and felt the quantum tarot calling, which is already telling me that there's some energetic things happening that we might want to be aware of. Over here, it's raining, sky is gray. It's quiet, but there are like a million crows out there. So nothing unusual so far. I don't know. The air looks like silverish with a hint of blue or purple. Yeah, a lot like that. Maybe that's why I picked that deck, because I saw that. It doesn't look as chaotic as here, though. Even though it only looks chaotic, it doesn't mean that it is chaotic. And even though it's dark, I'm feeling as if it's really bright, although it isn't. Also, the fairies were calling, and the fairies, they don't usually come out in public readings. They don't like the public. The fairies are very personal, very private. That's why they're fairies, right? Not everyone is allowed to see them. And then they don't show themselves to everyone. So them calling, and be in this reading in particular, well, it must mean something. Also, I pulled the guidebook out for the fairy oracle, which I usually don't do either. Let's do this like that. But since I did, look at that, it's huge. Since I did pull it out, I'm feeling that they have a lot to say. So I'm very excited to see how that plays out. I'm going to leave you over here for just another second. Yeah, see, there might be some, or there definitely is some throat chakra activity going on. For some of you, I also heard the message to have your thyroid checked. Especially for those who are always like almost having problems with it, but never really, you should really have it checked now. Might be an issue. Also, for many of you, please cleanse your third eye. There's massive it's not even blockages, but what I'm seeing right now is many people um, with a third eye that's literally black from dirt and from mud and from all that cleansing that we have been through, right? Probably lots of that toxification that we had and that came out of us poured out through the third eye, and some of the remains are still stuck there. Like my whole forehead, including my scalp, so crown is super active too. Um, it feels like really sensitive. I can literally feel the bone and the skin in it. Um, I almost feel, and that's very significant, I almost feel like a baby with a soft spot. Like this area on my forehead, I can barely touch it. Um, it's kind of like, I feel my heartbeat in it. So to me, that signifies that things are pushing out of that. Sometimes it's input, sometimes it's output. And since the lower chakras feel more more stable right now, there's, for some there might be an imbalance. Also, my head is very fuzzy. I'm feeling my neck. My neck is really stiff. So if you can, get a hot bath with salts, get a massage with oils, essential oils like mint, lavender, and basil, I think is really good too. Surround yourself with indigo blue colors, and if you feel your crown heavily, then also white, white, purplish, or golden. Golden would be your whole aura itself, like a golden cloak or something. We had the cloak of Christ a few days ago. But definitely, guys, thyroid issues. You might have itchy throat, sore throat, um, problems concentrating, nausea, fuzzy head, tingling on the scalp, very sensitive area on the head in general, um, headaches, neck aches, tensions in the neck. Some of you might feel like a pressure behind the eyes, depending on um, how dirty your third eye is. It might sit behind the eyes and kind of push from the back, um, so that you feel that light pressure and might have issues in seeing clearly, even though if you usually don't have. But I'm wearing glasses and I'm not wearing them right now because I do see clearly still. Also, the third eye can act like that when we are rationalizing too much, when we're not listening to our intuition too much. I do not feel that this is the case for everyone, just for very few, because in general, I'm feeling that the collective itself is really tuning into to their intuition and to their heart. However, there has been a new wave of awakenings recently, and of course, we as a collective, especially if we're healers, light workers, etc., and so on, um, we're kind of working with that. Like I'm a portal, for example. So right just before new waves come in, I'm kind of the one taking the baggage, right, and processing it. So I usually feel the waves coming, and then I'm holding the door between the worlds, as do many others. So there's many other portals out there. which kind of reminds me of a woman that I once met. And she was really surprised when I told her that I was a portal, because she said, "What? I thought I was the only one." And I asked her, "How could you be the only one? How in an infinite universe, in a universe that old and that big, how could you possibly logically be the only portal?" That's something to think about, guys. Right? Maybe that's a message for today. If you ever feel as if you're the only one in something, uh, honey, that's not even possible. Alone on this planet, you're surrounded by 7.8 billion humans. Humans only. Not speaking of the other beings that are walking on this beautiful earth. Um, so you can never, ever, ever, in nothing, in anything, be the only one. Okay, with that being said, let's pull some cards. And clear that throat. Man, what's going on? Maybe I should put on some whoopsie throat chakra. Oh yeah, that sounds great. All right. Sorry, I moved my chair. Yeah, definitely activity in the upper chakras. Let's see what's going on energetically today. And there it is. See? Sorry. Two swords, 1 1 so far. The good news is it's the 6 of Wands. And it totally picks up on what I said earlier with the light feeling very bright, even though it's not even that bright. We also have the Ace of Swords, which is picking up on me saying things about throat chakra. See how the sword is piercing through it, and the lightning strikes right into it. So there's definitely something going on with throat chakra. And we have here the Knight of Swords. He's on a mission. That guy is on a mission. He's actually, I'm going to tell you in a second. Then 8 of Pentacles. See how those pentacles are moving through that. I don't know if that's a black hole, but that's definitely input. And the Tower, again, bright light. high energy influxes, very sudden. At the bottom of the deck, awesome. There's the Lovers, quantum energy, right? I'm gonna put that here, and underneath that we have the Ten of Cups. Okay, let me see real quick. Enjoy the music. Yeah, that's totally picking up on what I was saying earlier about the third eye being dirty due to us due to us being way too rational. Like the approach that the Knight of Swords usually takes is a very rational one. He fights with words rather than with anything else. And with those swords being on the board here, there's lots of rationality going on, definitely, which is not a bad thing, right? Because we have the Six of Wands accompanying it, so being really successful with that. However, when we have to take approaches that are that rationally based, then we should just take care of cleansing, right? Of keeping keeping everything else going also. Then we have just a second. It feels so good. Yeah, okay, I got it now. Also, what we have here is an energy of something new forming, something new building, a new galaxy building. It's saying something else to me also, but that's gonna come later. Damn, my third eye is hurting. Jesus Christ. Then we have here the Lovers, and that's simply just gravity, things coming together, the natural pull of energies that want to come together. And then also we have the Tower. So what this is telling me, guys, I love that those two super highlighted fiery cards are laying together. This is telling me, guys, overall, if I look at the whole picture, do not force things. You cannot rush things. You cannot force energies to come together that are not meant to be together. You can try doing that. You can try. And you might, for a short moment, you might even feel that as if it works until it collapses, right? Also, if we split these up and if we take both of them separately, which also works, I'm feeling it. It's like there's the whole picture and then there's the two parts of the picture. I'm going to leave it like that now. The one thing is the rational approach that we have to take on something because we have an idea of what we want to do. I think we had that yesterday already, and going for that is it's a good idea. It's a good idea. It's a hard task that takes a lot of intellectual focus, but will bring great results in the end. And the other thing is that you can't force someone to gravitate towards you. It's not possible. You just can't. You have to let the universe and the energy work on its own. So I guess today, instead of actively trying to pull something in, just, chill. Also, be careful with your money today. Don't spend too much. Might have a negative impact. Look at the money falling into that hole. Hold your stuff together. Hold your money together is what I'm hearing. Your materials. And watch out for cracks in the foundations. So if there's a project that you're currently working on that is important for you financially, maybe today would be a good day to not work further on it, but take a moment to look at it, how it is now. Like a double check if everything is correct, if everything is going right. If what you've been calculating almost is correct, or if you missed something that could have the whole thing to break down. Okay. I knew he would come out. See, there's Mr. Magician being in his energy field. See also how the crown is highlighted, how the energy is above his head, and he's holding the rest of it together almost. And that's what I said. It was like it looks chaotic, but it isn't. It's really structured. Crown and third eye are definitely highlighted today. So it might take a lot to keep that all together. See, keeping it together. But it's really, really necessary. Something is forming in our crowns. Yes, see, here's the phoenix. There's the phoenix card. I love that one. It falls over those two. So even if something is collapsing, guys, if this is already happening, remember, Phoenix. Look how he's coming out of the tower, rising to the 6 of Wands. Still, double check your finances and double check your projects. And then coming out over the 8 of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, we have the King of Wands. So that's that manifesting energy, that taking action, that, hearing spirit's guidance also. I kind of like that. And here we have the 2 of Pentacles. Man. 10 of Pentacles. Okay, I'm excited to see what the fairies have to say. Since they wanted to talk so badly. Jesus Christ. Okay. So we have She of the Cruach. And that's totally a chakra card, right? And it's upper chakras. Upper chakras. Ace of the Fiery Sword, and that's totally the Ace of Swords again. So we have a double Ace of Swords energy. We have that gnome. We have that dude. And we have Luatas the Wild. And Luatas the Wild is basically just a card or a fairy highlighting all the other fairies. So he's kind of energizing, it's like the thunder in the Ace of Swords, coming in like electrifying everything that's around him and lighting it up. So again, there's definitely something coming to our mind today. It's like hitting us. I literally hear hitting us. And I feel that, and you see my shadow. I feel like taking care of our third eye is crucial to allow this energy to come in, or to be able to take it easier. Yeah, see, the presence of the Fiery Swords Master in a reading can indicate that there is a need for clear and focused will and a determination to carry through on decisions, even if much effort is required. Or he can tell us that such will and strength is present in regard to the issues under consideration. We need to consider how he is expressing his will and strength, and how that expression may be enhanced or improved. It is this singer's energy that enables us to burst the bonds of an outgrown way of being and move on to the next level. He indicates that this is a time to take action based on clear spiritual will. His presence indicates great strength and great potential for good. It also reminds us that, if we call upon him, we will receive assistance. The presence of this card in a reading radiates strength and willpower to the cards around it. Okay. See, and here we have the creative chaos. Okay. It's time to leap into the air, letting the earth turn beneath you and discover where you come down again. Reasonable risks are okay. Even unreasonable risks are probably okay. Use your head and look before you leap, of course, but do so understanding that the actual jump is likely to be very rewarding. No guarantees, but then there never really are anyway, no matter how pretty the paper they may seem to be printed on and the scroll work around the edge. In a reading, the presence of that gnome tells us that the forces of chaos are at work. Things may not be as they seem, and this may very well be a good thing. Look for the unexpected, find the opportunity in it, and go for it. He says that no matter how confused things may seem, there's a way to make them better, but it is a creative way, one you haven't tried before. He says, think amazing new thoughts. And that's it's exactly what I said earlier. Double check the project that you're working on. Do not take the next step yet. Take a break, look at it, double check it, and then go. And then this is what the result is. Let's move on to this little guy, whose name I cannot pronounce. No chance. There's just no chance. 61. That's how often these cards come out, see? I have to read them. It is time to look for the truth behind our fears, to distinguish between what is real and what is just our projection of all traumas and fears into our imaginary future. By delving into our old patterns, we can see past them to a more liberating life. Only by facing these fears honestly and seeing them for what they are do we gain greater ability to open our hearts to the singer of courage. and gain in strength to face the really difficult challenges in our lives. Each false fear confronted and resolved makes us much stronger. So funny. So funny. Funny. This card says that wild creative energies are being brought to whatever position it represents in the card layout. It often fires up the things that surround it, energizing them as well. It tells us that it is important to think and act creatively, and it says that the energy to do so is available. New approaches are called for here. Old ideas and old behaviors will not do it. Sometimes it may be useful to draw another card to get some suggestions about what those new ideas may be. Yeah, we're going to do that in a second. Alternatively, Luatas may be telling you to go for something now. For example, another member of our Oracle discussion group was at a convention and a man was demonstrating electronic devices. She was not particularly interested in them, but he and she talked about the different meters and tools for a while. She started to walk away, and then she thought, no, I've got to do this. She went back and told him, I don't think I'll ever forgive myself if I don't tell you I think I'm in love with you. They've been happily married for many years now. Sometimes it is important to take the risk of making a fool of yourself to gain something amazing and wonderful and miraculous. Sometimes when water says, go for it now, it is important to do so, and sometimes it isn't. If the only reason for caution is that you're afraid of looking silly, it probably is time to go for it. It's not, as I said. Well, it might be. This might go two ways, right? It might be that you're hesitant in doing something because you're scared of looking like a fool or coming across silly. But the bigger chance is, and that's the bigger part of the collective, I think, is to double check and then go for it. Double check and go for it. Double check, go for it. That's basically the sun in this deck. I love that. So I was just pulling another card for Luathas the Wild, and we have the Fawn. Again, upper chakras, look how it's even that area that I was speaking about that is highlighted, right? Those are the eyes, by the way. Third eye. Third eye. Why do I even pull cards? Listen. Natural magic is happening when things flow almost effortlessly. That wasn't effortless. That is a sign that natural magic is at work. Enjoy it. A very important part of natural magic is simply allowing the energy to flow through us. This means both giving and receiving freely. Let the energy flow. Don't push it. Don't try to control it. Just dance with it. Trust it. And remember to keep returning to the source for inspiration and keep your heart filled with light. I'm pretty sure that's it, guys. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm going to leave us with that. Yes, I said us because I'm in this too. I'm reading for myself too. Where do I put this book? Nah. I got too much stuff here. Guys, let me know how this resonated. Let me know how it unfolded in the comments later. Please don't forget to like the video. It doesn't cost you anything, but will help the video to circulate. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also does not cost you anything. And if you don't hit the bell, you don't get all those annoying notifications, but you're still supporting my channel, right? So guys, I'll see you later for fire signs and then some more numerology sessions. Since I fell asleep last night, I just didn't do them, but I'm definitely going to do at least one today. So guys, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.